Hey, what up guys, it's Hippie Mafia here, and I'm going to be showing off my train station. And so, to get started, I kind of had to really plan this out because you can't get a good look at where you are as far as the placement of the pylons that hold up the train bridge. So, I had to do a lot of dropping a bag, walking across to the other bridge to see where it fell, and doing quite a bit of adjustment, but I got it pretty much centered, and I had a good time making it. I originally was just going to go for the upper part and make like a train station, and I ended up bailing on that because I really wanted to do like a kind of western thing with it. I had just gotten these rail car little grow spots, and it just seemed like everything came together really well. I I recently got some stuff from the Atom shop that I think really mixes up what you're able to make happen as far as your builds, and I'm pretty pleased with how this one turned out. I kept the train station upstairs part of it pretty bare bones and simple, just business up front. You're waiting on a train. And once you go downstairs, that's where I put everything else as far as, like a bar and a little saloon type setup. And I think that the red carpets match very well with the cranberry bog kind of, you know, the red foliage on all the trees. And I had a pretty good time making this spot. It took quite a while because it didn't want to snap together a lot of the roof pieces because they were interacting with the foundations that are upstairs on the actual train bridge. But once I got everything in place, it was just a matter of decorating, and I like to think that I kept it pretty true to how everything was supposed to look. I tried to be as country western as I could about it. The Tipsy Toms seemed like they were a really good match for that, and so I made sure to utilize a lot of the plants that came with that pack, like the cactuses and whatnot. And I think that it's got a really good mix of that whole New Vegas feel to it. Um, I just really enjoyed making this place, and luckily, as soon as I finished building it, they came out with the new update, which allowed me to have a second camp. So now I can have, my main area where I always just stick a camp just out of convenience sake, and I can have camps where I can actually build and see, like what I can do with a spot without losing my original spot. And I really love these bars. I I kind of just want to use them for everything now. Um, but as far as this place is concerned, I just tried to make a good mesh of color patterns and palettes. Like I went with the dark slate gray brick here with that mix and match floor, and these big carpets that came out of the score, those are great. They look clean, and I know none of this is really canonically accurate. It's not very Fallout because everything is so clean, but I was just kind of using my imagination with it. And the downstairs part of it is more of like, a hotel style. Like you can get a room while you're waiting for your next train. I had a kind of tough time with the budget because the lights take up a lot. All of the wiring takes up a lot. So I kind of had to be careful and put things in as sparingly as spots as I could to make sure that everything was, well lit and visible. But overall, I just really love this spot. Um, as a player coming here, it always loads me for some reason right outside this door near that tree, which I don't really care for. But every other player that comes and visits, they usually end up right up top. And so that's exactly how I wanted that to work out. And there's just a great view here. I know that the other side was more open with the water and the bridge, but I just felt like all the red foliage really just popped. And Yeah, so I didn't actually have any players come and stay here while I was building it, but I have had a few people come through and they've had pretty good reactions to it. So I'm overall pretty pleased with everything that happened. Um, I'd like to get more small decorations to kind of, busy the place up a little bit. It does feel kind of bare bones, but again, I am at the end of my budget. It's very hard to, level up to keep growing your camp budget. And this used up, almost all my resources. Just a fun fact, this kind of reminds me of a chicken's face right there. And yeah, I just wanted the rooms to be, relatively simple, but still stick to that kind of country feel. So I felt like the little West Virginia side table and the bed, little cat on the dresser. It's just little details that made me like, I would stay there. But yeah, this is my camp, and I hope to see you guys out there. Had a real fun time building this, and we'll see what they bring next. I'll have to get back business with the score. So I'll see you guys out there. Take it easy.